Alrighty, hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this Smoke Beginner Guide. In this guide we'll be going over Smoke, of course, because, it's a Smoke guide. We'll be going over his special moves, his strings, some general strategy, and gameplay tips. So, if you find this video enjoyable or informative in any capacity, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel for more content like this. Now let's begin. Okay, so Smoke, what is his general game plan and what does he set out to do? Smoke is a very heavily focused rushdown and mix-up character. So if that's your gameplay style, if that's what you like, then you're going to like Smoke. He's got the overhead lows, he's got the low overheads, he's got an overhead teleport, he's got a low teleport. He just has mix-ups for days. He even has a couple moves that are projectile immune. So if you like rushdown characters and you just want to get up into your opponent's face and just start putting them in the blender and really make them guess where to block, then Smoke is the character for you. Alrighty, first off, let's start with his specials. Starting off with his first one, Shadow Blade. Because I think to understand what makes his combo strings so good, you need to first have an understanding of his specials. So, Shadow Blade, which is his down back one, he sends out his knife into the air at an angle and it will grab pretty much anyone in its path. Like if I set them to jump, here we go, it catches them, pulls them down. And the most important thing about this is whether you do it enhanced or regular, you gain massive frame advantage. The normal version I believe is 11 frames and the enhanced version is 20 frames. So either way, you have a lot of frame advantage, which is great because you can start hitting them with your mix-ups. As they're getting up, you can do your overhead low, you can do your low overhead, you can just mix them up. And they're pretty much, since you have so much frame advantage, they kind of just have to deal with whatever you throw out. So you can start putting them in the blender from there. You just got to be careful though, because as you try to stuff them as they wake up, they could, use their armored attack, which would, kind of suck. So be careful for that, but just remember that it's a good combo ender and it's a great anti-air. To showcase it as a combo ender, we can just do this little launch right here. And then they're right here. They're already up close to me. I can hit them with either one of my my mix-ups, and it still reaches. So yeah, use this as a combo ender and an anti-air. Alrighty, his next special is Smoke Bomb, which is his down back 2, which is a teleport. It's an overhead hitting teleport, where Smoke throws out the Smoke Bomb and switches sides with the enemy. Now this is pretty good because it can be used in your strings as a mix-up. Like I can do overhead, overhead, I could do low overhead, overhead, just throw it in wherever I see fit. But what's even cooler and makes this move even more special is not only that, it's pretty fast, it's 9 frames, you can still react to it if you know it's coming, like if, they're on the lookout for it, but still pretty fast. And you can use it in combos, as I showed. But also, if you enhance it, you show up behind the enemy, you just drop down, you don't do an attack, completely invisible. Which is great for Smoke, because I've already mentioned before that he's a mix-up character. He wants to put you in the blender. It's extremely hard to block mix-ups that you can't see, which makes him great, because how is the opponent supposed to know anything of what I'm doing? And you can even, if you really wanted to, you could just go invisible and do a grab. That's a nice little tactic to catch them off guard, because they're going to try to guess block, like guess which one you're going for, and you can just throw them instead. But yeah, this move is pretty good. It's great. And also the enhanced version is Smoke's armored wake up move. So just remember that. It's always you always want to make sure you know your armored move, and for this it is enhanced Smoke Bomb. Moving on, we have Smoke's next move. Let me turn off blocking. His next special, which is Smoke Port, which is his down back 4. Now what this is going to be is another teleport. This one hitting low. So that's right, he has 2 teleports. He has an overhead and he has a low, and both switch sides, and both can be used in combo strings like this or like this. So not only can you mix up your opponent with your combo strings, but also you can make them guess which teleport you're doing. Now the downside to this, I didn't mention it with the other teleport, but I should have, is whether you use the overhead teleport or the low teleport, both are massively negative on block. Smoke Port, the low, is minus 30, and I believe this is minus 14. Yep, minus 14. So both can be punished pretty bad. Now going back to Smoke Port, this is his main damage tool, his main damage special. Because, now regular when you activate it, it just does a little slide into an uppercut, and you can also do this from the air. I should also note that. You can do it from pretty much anywhere on screen as long as you're not actively doing something. But when you enhance it, it leads to air combos, which is the key to unlocking Smoke's damage, because you can loop enhanced smoke port into enhanced smoke port, like this. Now it does take 2 bars a meter, but that's 43%. That's pretty good for a character that is mostly built around mix-ups. And you can enhance that even more with Serena, or another combo extending cameo like I showed in the intro of this video. But yeah, smoke port, pretty good. In addition to all of what I just said, you can also cancel it. So if you hold down forward right after you do the enhanced version of smoke port, you'll actually cancel the teleport and become invisible again. And like I said earlier, it's very hard to block mix-ups when you can't see them. So say you're doing this, you're doing a little bit of combos and stuff. If I can stop being bad, you can just do that mid combo and go for a grab, go for another mix-up string, do whatever you want. So yeah, as you can see already, Smoke has the mix-ups, he has the invisibility to make those mix-ups even better, and he has a lot of mobility with 2 different teleports, one overhead, one low, that he can also use to mix up even further. Like I said in the beginning, Smoke is your rush-down mix-up character, and everything in his kit builds towards that game plan. And finally, rounding out his special moves, we have Vicious Vapors, which is his projectile immune kind of get-in tool. So if someone's zoning you out, like say like Reiko or Rain, or someone with a really good projectile, you can just go underneath it and just get right into their face. Now normally, it does a little bit of damage, which is, it does 70 damage, it's alright, you know? But you can also enhance it, and it does slightly more damage. Now, what makes this really good is not only its projectile immunity, and its pretty fast speed and just a great get-in tool, but you can also hold down block and back and cancel it. So that's pretty good because you can throw off your opponent's timing. You can go in here and like say someone's zoning me out and they might have enough time to react to block because, you know, on full screen they have time to see me coming. I can go in for a grab. Or just any other number of things, whether I change my timing, go for a grab, go for a different mix-up, to just throw their timing off and really catch them by surprise. Now you can even do this in middle of combos, right in their face. You don't have to be at the full screen. As long as you cancel it, you can go for something. But yeah, pretty much use this to throw off your opponent's timing, use it in the middle of combos, and just have a good time with it. It's a great special move. I think it's underutilized by all the Smokes I see online. Just remember it does exist and that you can use it to great benefit, especially if you get really good at the cancel timings. I'm not really all that good with it up close. As you can see, I'm messing up the cancel pretty much every time. But if you can master the timing, which is a little bit tricky, this is like a great tool in your arsenal when you're playing a Smoke. Next up, we got his strings. Let's start off with his fastest string and your go-to punish at point-blank range if you just, you know, trying to beat out an opponent's button, which is his 1114, which is a dial-in string, so you have to do the full input. Now, you can cancel after the second hit. Let me do an actual combo. You can cancel after the second hit, or you can cancel after the third hit. But because it's a dial-in, you still have to enter all 4 buttons if you want to cancel on that third hit. But like I said, this is 7-frame startup. It is your fastest punish. Just remember that it is a dial-in if you want to do the full string, and it ends in a low, so maybe that might catch some people off guard. But yeah, this is your fastest punish, so just keep that in mind. Next, we have his first mix-up string, which is his back 2, 3, 4, which is a overhead low. And then it switches sides if you decide to do the third hit. Now, what makes this as a mix-up is because you can cancel it into a number of different special moves. So, say I'm doing this, I could cancel it into an overhead. That doesn't actually combo, so hold on. I could cancel it like this, so I could do overhead, overhead. I could do low overhead, overhead. And I can just mix it in a number of different ways. And also, this back 2 has really good range. Look how far I'm hitting her from. This is like, can Can I hit her from round start? Yeah, you can hit her from round start with this back two. Don't underestimate the range of this back two, because you will catch people pressing. This is a great neutral tool. So if you're kind of, trying to vie for that positioning, you're, dancing, you're doing a little dance, don't forget back two. It does have 28 frame startup, so it's not the fastest move, but it definitely makes up for that just in pure range. Also remember, you can special cancel after the second hit, but it doesn't really combo into much. You're not going to get either one of your teleports off on it, I don't think. Nope. Can you get anti-air knife? Yep. So if you want to reset the neutral, you want to get that frame advantage, you want to stuff them with meaties, you can end with Shadow Blade. But yeah, this is your first one. Don't forget that it's a mix-up. Also, don't forget that you can special cancel after the second hit into Shadow Blade for some good, meaties, some good damage, And don't forget the range of the back two. It's underused. Just, I mean, the hit range on this is ridiculous. Like, I have done it so much, and I still can't believe how good this move is. Next, his next mix-up string is his 4-3-2-4, which is a low overhead. So this is, like I said, I'm getting tired of saying the word mix-up, but it is a mix-up string. Because you can do low overhead, you can let it rock. You can do low overhead, low. You could do low overhead. You can do any number of things to throw off your opponent's timing and make them really have to work for the block. I also like to just stagger this sometimes and let nothing rock out of it and just really throw them off like that because they're not expecting that. But just try to get into the mental stack of the opponent with smoke and try to make them, worry about a lot because they have to be worried about your anywhere teleport, your overhead, they have to worry about a lot. So make sure you're keeping them on their toes. And you can do that by using the string. So yeah, it is 4-3-2-4. It's a very good string. You're going to be using it a lot. The range on it isn't fantastic. It's pretty close. It's definitely nowhere near as good as the back two, but it is still one of Smoke's key combo strings. Alright, next we have his standing 3-2, which is his meterless launcher. So you can use that to meterlessly launch. Especially, this is going to be your punish that you're not vying for your button control, you're not trying to beat out their button, but you definitely blocked something that was super unsafe. This is your go-to punish, because this is going to lead to a lot of damage. As you can see here, this is all meterless, by the way. Yeah, it's 32% meterless, which is not bad for a full combo punish. And cameo-less. I didn't even have to use my cameo. I also want to note that because meterless launch is pretty self-explanatory, you can fit that in where you see fit. But standing 3, just this double head kick, is one of his most damaging buttons. It is a double high, so it can be blocked or it can be ducked. But it leads to the best damage. So if you can punish something that's super unsafe, standing 3-2 is what you're going to want to do. And to round out his important strings, there are some strings I didn't talk about, but it's mostly because they're not good. But to round out his important strings, we have forward 1-2 grab, which is this little handy dandy combo, which sees them running up, grabbing them, and you can actually special cancel at the very end of this if you want to. You can do, anti-air knife. You can do any number of specials. Usually you want to end it in Shadow Blade, though, just to set up that positioning, and it makes sense. Just the best ender for it. This is a very good move. Now, once again, the range on Smoke is not fantastic, except for back two, my beloved. The forward one does not have the best range, but you can still catch people in the air, you can still grab them, and it's just one of his more important strings. You can even hold back while doing the grab portion to switch sides. So if you're in the corner and you don't care about the damage or get in the situation, you just want to put them in the corner, you can hold back, which is important to note. And this is one of his best strings, so just remember that. As you can see, I've ended probably a couple combos in this video already with it, because you can do just something like this. And the damage speaks for itself. And it's really not that hard to do either, which is great. Especially because I know a lot of beginners are picking up Smoke, which, hi, welcome to the Beginner's Guide. You should feel right at home with Smoke. He's pretty simple to play. He's got a pretty good game plan. His moves are pretty good. He's just an all-around good pick, and he's not that hard to play, which is makes him great for beginners. Other things I want to note. I don't think I'm missing out on any combo strings that are good. Let's see, what am I? Okay, he has down 3-4, which is double hitting low. There is a gap between these 2 hits. So actually, they can block right after the first hit. Other strings is 2-1-2. It switches sides and ends in an overhead, but not really too much to say about it. It does a decent chunk of damage, but that's about it. His aerial moves, there's going to be 2 that you're going to want to use, which his 1-1-2 is his highest damaging aerial combo, so that's what you're going to want to end any smoke port loops with for the maximum amount of damage you can get. And his other one, his jump kick string, which is his 3-4-4. Combos on itself. So if you jump something, you get a jump kick, you can cash out a decent amount of damage for not a lot of work, which is hilarious to me. Like, I cannot tell you how many times I've just caught people off guard with this. You know, just hitting them like this, dashing in their face, getting up close, you know, starting my mix-up game. So don't forget about his jump string because it is not half bad, especially for as far as aerial combos go. Alright, as for cameos, I have Serena here just because Serena leads to the big boy damage that I like using. Let me not screw this up. But, like, just, man, I'm awful. I swear, when I'm playing, I do fine. But yeah, like, look at this. Just 27% damage. I didn't even, like, do a full combo there. Serena just adds a lot of damage, and I also like getting them into the corner, putting them into the blender with his various mix-ups, like I've said, and then also using this on them so they can't use Breaker. So I can keep them in the corner, I can keep them in my blender of mix-ups, and there's really nothing they can do about it whenever Serena is out. So yeah, that's why I like using Serena. I know everybody's using Serena right now, and everybody's tired of seeing her, but she is a good option for smoke. If you want more pressure, you could also go Frost or Sector. You can also get a restand for Sector instead of ending in Shadow Blade, depending on what you want to do. Frost has great pressure tools. She has her like little Frost, you know, multiple stabs. She has the Orb. She has the Freeze to extend combos a little bit, so you're not completely giving up on going all for damage. Or if you really want to be a mad lad, you can take Striker and just use this Cop Bop, use this Low Sweep, and just throw those in along with your already pretty fast mix-ups and stuff, and just really confuse them. You also get a restand, which is pretty nice. But for cameos, I really think it is up to personal choice. There's a couple good options that you can go for, and that's not even all of them because I haven't really messed with Darius or Goro yet, so those might also be good picks as far as I know. But yeah, for cameo, I would just say go with what you really want to go for. Go for like Serena and Frost for pressure and damage. Go for Striker for mix-ups. And just try to have a good time with it and experiment and find which cameo best suits the playstyle of the smoke that you're trying to play. And that's actually going to be it for this character guide. This is actually my first guide that I've done on a character from Mortal Kombat, and the first fighter guide I've done for a fighting game, actually. So please cut me a little bit of slack in the comments if I missed anything, and please leave a comment down below letting me know what you thought of the video and in what areas I can improve in. Like, do you want face cam for these videos? Would you rather have me do like a voiceover and a script instead of trying to explain things live? You know, what are some changes to the format that you like to see so I can make the next guide better and better? Also, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you found this video entertaining or informative, and also check out the link down below in the description for a link to our Discord server where we're trying to set up game nights and tournaments, and we're just talking about the game and sharing combos and having a good time. It's a great little Discord community to join, so if you could do that, that would be much appreciated. I'm Zulu Leaks, and I'll see you in the next video.